One of the coolest parts of collecting G.I. Joe, a real American hero, back in the 80s, and I started right with the initial lineup, was the amazing vehicles. It was the Mobat, the Vamp, we had the Ram, and then the next year had even better vehicles. We had the His Tank, we had the Sky Striker, we had the Dragonfly. When I started collecting the G.I. Joe Classified Series line, I was really hoping that vehicles would become part of the line eventually. And I knew we would get some kind of smaller ones that made sense. We would get the update to the Ram. Maybe we could get a Skyhawk, possibly the Vamp. But to get those larger scale vehicles seemed like maybe something we weren't going to get, especially considering how Star Wars The Black Series kind of gone away from doing vehicles. But thanks to the magic, the power of the HasLab format, we are getting vehicles from the Classified Series line. Last year we got the His Tank, and today I'm going to open up one of my favorite G.I. Joe vehicles, one of the essential ones where if I could only choose 5 or 6, this for sure would have been one of them. It's a Classified Series Jabberjaw, aka the Dragonfly. I've been so excited for this. This is a big year of HasLabs for me. I already opened up the Marvel Legends Giant Man, and now it's time for the Dragonfly. I cannot wait. Let's open up this bad boy. I've got Doc, I've got Airborne, just waiting to welcome Wild Bill to the collection. I still have no idea where I'm going to put this bad boy. I'll deal with that later. But for right now, let's open it up. Let's see if it's as much fun as I've been hoping and anticipating all the way from last year. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to a special edition of Lyles Figure Files. Yes, it's another unboxing, this time with the Dragonfly. And let's get to it. There's enough build up, enough hype. Let's open it up right now. You can see this box is massive and huge. This is my wingspan, so this is a pretty sizable vehicle right away. Let's pull out the handy dandy X-Acto knife and let's get to cutting. So just like Giant Man, this box is massive. It's huge. My lights are all screwy because I can't get over the size of the box. But anyway, we got a protective outer box. So let me put this down and pull up the other one. One thing I definitely appreciate is how Hasbro incorporates all these different boxes. So you've got protection for it. You've got the big outer box. You've got this one. And then hopefully the package art box is fine. There's no problem with it. Let's open this up and let's see. To quote Booker T, oh yeah, man, it is about to be on. I mean, just from this box, this side panel, it's really exciting. Like here it is. The Dragonfly is about to enter into the figure collection room. So here you can see the outer packaging, and this is an amazing piece of artwork here. Kind of conjures up that old school Larry Hama, Real American Hero comic book, where so much derived from the Vietnam conflict with the orange backdrop, little peach color scheme, and the Dragonfly roaring off in action. Here is one side panel, and it just looks cool. I mean, this is like the cartoon. There's a million Dragonfly in the sky here. Here's the other side. It's just like, this is it. Here we go into action. And I love how the blue offsets this orange. That's really nice. You can see the green showing out just as well. Here's the back, just more shots, a little better. One perspective to a Dragonfly here. Very cool. And I really love the oranges and reds they've incorporated into this. I mean, this is just really fun. I mean, this is what it is to get a G.I. Joe Classified Series HasLab vehicle. Let's go here. Got a piece of tape on this side. Okay, side tape removed. Let's open it up. So we've got this cool little shout out to Wild Bill, the Yeehaw champion. That's fun. I love how this line just incorporates little small elements, little details that, you know, you wouldn't care if they weren't included, but just the fact that they added that extra touch makes it so much cooler. Here's the top Dragonfly XH1. I love the Dragonfly logo. It looks so cool. We got the Dragonfly, got the arrow pointing down. It looks neat. And we got this blueprints kind of style here. Let's actually open it up right now. It's like a matter of what to pull from first. More of the Yeehaw champion, G.I. Joe. I love this Wild Bill logo. This is box one. Let's just open this. And this one's the stand. So I chose poorly with which one to open first. This box is the main hull of the Dragonfly. Of course, it's upside down. So there you go, Dragonfly XH1. This up. Here's all we got. That's a lot. Here's the base of the Dragonfly itself. Now it's the third box. Third box. This is the figures. And these are the figures in the new style packaging. I'm not loving this as much as I have some of the others, but it's very cool to see Wild Bill, Ripcord, Glinda, and Night Force Crazy Legs here. I'm about to start putting together my Dragonfly, so bear with me. I'll be back on in a second. Wow, 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 wow. This thing is amazing. I mean, you know, I feel like you probably think, oh, yeah, he's going to say that he bought it. But really, I buy things because I think they're going to look cool in hand. And this thing looks so cool in hand. It is massive. I feel like a little kid with the original Dragonfly can still palm it, which is nice. But there's so much here. I mean, just check all this out. Got the missile plume going. That's cool. You can take that off. I just kind of like the way it looks. And they're spinning. They're spinning. That's cool. This is something you have to kind of watch out for as you get a little bit amped up with it, like I was doing. Watch the head. But yeah, I mean, it's just so massive. So many cool different details you can put on here. I have the machine gun burst here on this side. This goes up and down. So it's got a nice little range of taking out Cobras. That's really cool. What else is here? So over on, let's see, pull it up on this side. You can see the step down part here. You can see some of the inner workings of that machine gun blast. That's cool. Let me take this off so you can get a good sense of what it actually looks like without it. So just take this plume off here. And as far as putting it all together, wasn't too tricky. Wasn't too like, what am I doing? It made sense, which I appreciate. Swap this off of here. Pull this down. There's a little section here to just connect back into the Dragonfly. Up here on the side. So, unfortunately, these things only fit one way. So it won't be a deal of which way does it go? Which way does it go? It just lines up the way that fits. For the longest time, I had these upside down because I thought it made more sense for the green to be up, but it doesn't fit that way. So there you go. And then the missile just fits in snug there. It snaps and locks in, so it won't be a thing of, hey, did I do it right? It will lock in place really nicely. So you can see with one missile about to launch, the other one launched. And I mean, I feel like it's big, but not so ridiculous that it's like, oh man, this is just such a bulky, needlessly big helicopter. feels just right. And I think being able to just do this is so much fun. We can just kind of take it around, maybe out in the backyard, and just go nuts with it. So this is really, really fun. I like the feel of it, which I don't know, like for a vehicle, that's kind of important and great because it can be in all kind of way, but being able to just have it in hand and not have to worry about losing the grip or oh man, it's not gonna hold up. It holds up really well. And it's got great detailing over here. Let me take this missile plume off so you can get a better sense of that. Pull you off. It is so neat that there's so many different ways that you can kit it out if you want. Like, oh, I think I'd rather have the missiles here, or I'd rather have the machine guns on the side. It just is like, wow, okay. And I really like that. I think it's fun. So for those of you all who got more than one Dragonfly, that's awesome because you can have it completely different, put in different stickers, and it is all good because it's like, all right, cool. I don't need this, but I like this for this one. Set it in here. So I was talking about, there you go, locked in. So on this side, you'll see I have one of these little missile racks here. I'm gonna take this off, nice and easy. Now I'm gonna replace it with what? The missile rack. And I have one on both sides just to mix it up a bit. But here you go. Bam. And locks in really nice and tight. And we've got our missiles here. And this is fun too, because it's just like this thing is ready to take out some of his tanks. Comes off. So I'm like, wow, this is so much fun. Definitely has that feel of being a little kid and oh man, what am I gonna do with all these different things with my Dragonfly? Let me set this down so I can put this in a little bit tighter. Bear with me. There we go. That satisfying lock where you don't have to go, is it gonna stay? Is it gonna hold? No, it snaps in real nice. I haven't put the batteries in just yet, but here you go. And if you can see the machine gun here, it's got a nice little gradient where it's showing you that it's in use. You can make it out right here. It's got the little yellow where it's like it is firing a bunch of rounds off. That looks awesome. And this is such a nice vehicle. I'm really digging it. I was predisposed to liking it because I was like, this Dragonfly looks amazing. But in hand, it's so fun. And you've got your front turret here. You can see it now. This portion goes up and down, which is really nice. So you can get a full rotation around. The gunner can just take out all kinds of targets. Good stuff. And yeah, I really, really dig this. And then if you want to customize it any old kind of way, you've got so many different sticker sheet options. This is one kind of neat. I don't even know which one I'm going to go with as of yet, but it's just cool having options. More of a monster masher. Here you go. I think some of these could work for the vamp. Let's see. Then we got this one with the skull and bones Wild Bill. I'm probably going to use some of those smaller ones. I did use the big one. This is the one that Hasbro kind of said, hey, this is it for the stand. So you can see that big Dragonfly logo there. DF1. And this is your stand. And it fits in on these holes down there at the bottom. Again, everything makes sense, which I appreciate so much. And it just, bam, situated, locks in, no problem. And you don't have to do a lot of guesswork. Hey, does this work? Does it fit? It fits. I need to remember where something was with this, or if it stays on or not. This is how it was included, but I don't think I need it. So you've got a great angled Dragonfly. I've seen some of my favorite Instagram photographers actually incorporate this in their shoots. Darth Primus, sometimes he'll just hide the stand masterfully, so not even needing to take it off, which is really cool. These flaps here go up, they go down. These fins back here open up So you can go that far and bam. So you've got lots of really fun different ways to take this Dragonfly. And there's so much to it. It's really well done, great details. I really appreciate the stand. When they showed it during the presentation, I was like, oh, that's cool. But it's really helpful because you can just stack some figures like right up on it. And I'll show you some figures in just a second with it. But this is really cool. You've got your Beware Blast. I'm trying to see if there are any other compartments that open up. I think this one has to, since it seems, yes, there it is. So some of it, like this one on the side, doesn't really open to do much, but it's just there. So if you want to play around and see more of the inner workings of it, you've got it. They've got a machine gun or bullets feeder right in here. Not sure if you can make it out for the machine gun. So it's a little bit more kind of stylish accuracy, if you will. I really think this is fun. It's so great, so cool. I need to put the batteries in. I need to open up Wild Bill and other figures, but I'm really happy with this. Just to open up the cockpit so you can see it in full action. There you go. So it raises that high. And you've got all kinds of room to put your pilot here. And your gunner, the pilot here has the stick. So unless you're confused, there you go. Let's try that again. There you go. You can see it there. So there's no kind of, hey, what's he doing? He's piloting this massive HISS tank destroyer to join our collection. Okay, so Dragonfly's in place. Here are the figures. It does come up with a little mural action for you. You can see here, we got them lined up properly. 142, it's Wild Bill. Let's see, 142. 143 is Ripcord. 145. Oops, let's do it this way. Glenda, 144. And Crazy Legs, Knife Force version, 145. So there they are. Let's get this image just so. It's the opposite way from reverse. So let's do it this way now. So you can fully take in and appreciate the mural. I dig this. It's one of my favorite things of the Star Wars Black Series line in terms of the packaging. But now you've got that here. This HasLab. I really like that. Here's the backs of the figures. Wild Bill. What's up, partners? Howdy, partners. Shout out Snake Eyes. There we go. There's Ripcord. Glenda. She's getting wicked. And Crazy Legs. Let's start with Crazy Legs. He's the one I'm least looking forward to simply because I really love his regular costume and colors. And this one's like, whatever. Here's what Crazy Legs looks like in package. His skin tone looks a little bit lighter. People have been saying it's a little translucent. I do kind of see that here. I don't know if it bothers me too much, but it's definitely noticeable. All right, so Crazy Legs, basic, regular body. Got a little Knife Force detailing on him. It's a good looking figure. I like the quilted pattern of his outfit. That looks great. I can't wait to get the retro repainted correctly version of Crazy Legs. I do like the head sculpt. I think this looks really good. Definitely kind of captures the look of the old school figure. He comes with a red cap, so if you want to go a little bit old school and go, hey, here's some red for him, there you go. I think just to have something reminding me of the old figure, that's how I'm going to kit him out, even though he's got the helmet that makes more sense for his outfit. He's got this backpack. It's got a little bit of red in it as well. Does it plug into his back any better than some of the other ones? Yeah, it does. He's got goggles, which I think I'm going to try to throw on top of the hat. There we go. So it kind of looks a little bit more like Unique Joe. So maybe when the original retro colors, the red version comes out, I'll throw this as a different Joe entirely. Little holster action here for his handgun. He's got his submachine gun, which I thought was a cool weapon for the original one. There's a clip for the back, which came off when I was opening them up. That was good. Cool. I really like his submachine gun. Crazy Legs was one of the characters from that wave that I was like, I've got to get him. I just like the way he looks. So getting this one is like, yeah, okay, it's fine. You can see everything is going to be in place for really fun, really cool looking original colors. But for now, it's like, missing all the charm and the fun of that look. So that's the goggles look with the hat, which I'm sure you can see really well. And let's throw the helmet on with this look. Which won't work. Okay, he's a good figure. Yeah, I can really see doing something else with him once I get my retro version, but not bad. And the lightness of his skin, while weird, is hardly a deal breaker. So here he goes. So you can get a little sense of how he looks next to it. Time for, let's go with the fellow Night Force member, Ripcord. Like Crazy Legs, Ripcord has that same really odd skin tone deal going. It's a little bit light, a little faint. He's got a ton of gear, including this massive parachute. It's exciting. You can see these figures are not being shortchanged simply from coming with Wild Bill and the Dragonfly. He's got his depth gauge, so you can know when to pop the chute. Great articulation, as you would expect from a classified series. So solid. It's good on that end. This head sculpt definitely reminds me of the original figure. Really cool job there. So he's got this. Ripcord looks great. The backpack plugged in nice and snugly, which is very cool. Let's see here. What do we want to gear him up with first? Let's put this pistol into the holster. The pistol looks pretty fun. I like this one. You'll see it in close-up shots, I suppose. There we go. It goes onto the side. Then, let's do the submachine gun. It's got that. Now let's put on this big helmet. Fits around his helmet, his head, no problem. There he is. Definitely looks like Ripcord. Again, really waiting that repainted retro style look to him. Man, I love the fit of how these goggles slide over the helmet, though. Over his eyes. Very cool. Put this mask on. And that plugs into the holes in the mask. So you don't have to worry about it looking funny or askew or off or whatever. Just as long as I plug it in properly. Nice. And they tab in nice as well. And this is where you plug this in. And this fits into this side pouch here. Let's try to figure out what that point of that was. So there you go. You can see it all connected now. Smooth. And it has enough give where he can look to the side without popping up, which I appreciate. Well, to a certain extent, it does. Plug it in better. He's all ready to take to the skies. And he is a really fun figure. Just coming in through here. Lost one light. But there we go. He's all set to skydive away onto your Cobra sights. That's cool. Let's put in this other rifle here. Give that a hole. As usual. Nice, secure fit. There he goes. He's holding that. He's all set to take out some targets from the tree line. Once he raises his helmet. Very cool job on Ripcord. I mean, I'm a Night Force hater, but this figure looks really good. Even in colors I don't like. So him and Crazy Legs are really, really nice figures. Now for Glinda. She sort of got the skin tone issue too. Not a big deal. So we know what to expect with Glinda thanks to the retro Scarlet mold. This is that figure right down to a T. You can see she's got her little neck piece here and this harness just to break it up a little bit. She does have the two tiny pistol, the stars on her side. I kind of wish I could get rid of those just so she has a fully unique look, but whatever. Her head sculpt definitely looks different. Even the short haired look, which, is a little homage to the original Scarlet figure since she was just originally a repaint, but they did her hair different. So she definitely stands out and doesn't just look like a Scarlet repaint, which I think is very cool. They hid the chest piece with this harness. Unless you cared about this one glove with the stars and the pistol, it really doesn't feel like, oh, this is just a lazy repaint. Feels like they put a lot of extra work to make her somewhat unique, even though she's using the exact same mold. So let's try some of these different hair pieces. And unlike Lady J, hers fit in, I want to say, a lot better. So here's another one. I like this one. I'm not sure which one I'm going to keep her with. Either one looks really good, and I think they did a really nice job with them. The headset version. So if you have her piloting your Dragonfly, you've got her with this look, which I don't think will be my main look for her. I'm just trying to see with the helmet if you needed hair, but you kind of do, because I don't think it'll stay on as snugly without it. Let me just test that out one more time. Yeah, it's definitely a snugger, tighter fit with a hairpiece. And there you go. I think I'm just going to keep her with the pistol. She doesn't really need a laser rifle and energy pack if she is piloting the Dragonfly or even the gunner. I really did Flash's backpack nice. So it's got this whole setup just right. Little tab on the side here. I think this harness is going to be a one and done kind of thing just for this. And then I'm going to put this out of both it and my misery. It's really clunky and just kind of sits in on her. Not a fan of how it looks though. So yeah, I'm going to take that harness off soon. Let's get to Wild Bill though. He's the one I was really looking forward to and got his spot right there. And Bill has classic colors, green and brown. Comes with two pistols, his sunglasses, which I've already heard are a bit of a problem to stay on. I don't know if I need to keep looking at Bill's eyes so they may get super glued on. Let's see. Then he's got an extra hairpiece as well. He's got a nice patch that says Dragonfly. Wild Bill looks great. No real disappointment at all for him. No disappointment at all for Wild Bill. The pistols fit in nicely into the holsters. He's got that classic vintage cavalry cowboy, nice leather gloves. Got some cool details. Got a bullhead, a star, and the pattern on the gloves and the holster is really impressive. Again, they go above and beyond where they don't have to, where they don't need to, but because they do, it's one of the main reasons why this is my favorite line. We know Marvel Legends has provided some solid competition this year, but I mean, they just can't touch the level of extra that we see regularly in the classified series. So this hair and hat piece comes off. Sew this on. So you can do your, oh shucks, Maybelline. And this hat and go into, so you can do a full raising your hat, being a nice gentleman that he is. Now this will fit on top of this one, so you got options for either one. Let's see how these glasses look. See if they're going to be as problematic as I've been warned. I hope not. I've had too much trouble with Buzzer and his constantly following sunglasses. And oh boy, they are shaky. These are still right now. So, but they look just as misaligned as Buzzer. I'm not quite sure why they're doing that because it's like they don't sit securely in there. I appreciate them not doing the plugs into the head, because if you take the sunglasses off, then it just looks weird. But maybe if you're doing a different portrait, just give us one with the glasses sculpted on and one without. That would have been great. But yeah, they don't want to stay on straight. That's the real issue. The knife goes into the sheath here. Wild Bill is all set to go. And there are two guys who are really happy to see him. Doc and Airborne, his other gunner. So got these guys, the original crew of my Dragonfly, all together. Let's put Bill into the cockpit. Let's add in somebody. Doc, Airborne. We'll see which way I go with these. But now it's time to put him in the Dragonfly. Okay, so I've got Wild Bill and Glenda in the cockpit. We've got Crazy Legs over on the side skiff. I tried to get Ripcord. He did not fit as smoothly or remotely as easily. I think his foot pegs are just too small. But there's Crazy Legs. You can see him. It looks pretty cool with this red hat. I have to say, it does set that figure off a nice amount. So here you go. You can see a better shot and how far he can go down from this. Very neat, very fun coolness with this deal. And this hook that he can hang on to is pretty solid. He's not going to let go too easily. It's Wild Bill and Glenda in there. They both have joysticks, controllers they can hold on to. A little bit tricky to try to maneuver to actually have them grip it, just due to that small size here. But they both can do it. Did not put the batteries in yet, but it's pretty cool to actually have them in there. Doc was a little bit harder to fit in, and I wanted to have Airborne grappling or hanging from the hook here, so that's why I don't have him in there. But there's a Dragonfly. It is very cool. Definitely worth picking up. I didn't have any buyer's remorse. I didn't expect to. I really was looking forward to this, and just in all ways, it delivered big time. And take this little knob here over on the back and rotate this hook down a little more, and you can use it to raise it up. So that's fun. Got a little action feature in it. There you go. Absolutely no buyer's remorse with this. I thought it was going to be a lot of fun. It is. Met my expectations for a larger scale vehicle. Is this as large as we're going to see from a G.I. Joe Classified series line? Here's Airborne, just to give you a little sense of how a figure is right next to it. Actually, let me get Doc, since I didn't incorporate him into it yet. My desk is a graveyard of accessories for this thing. But here's how Doc sits next to it. Let's put Airborne on the other end so you can get other end, at least to the edge of the table, so you can get a sense of how much space this takes if you just set them up on a display. So you've got an idea. It's wide, wide, wide. Definitely think the stand comes in handy in this sense, because you can set up your Joe display around it and have them around it close up, where it's not just this big long space and it doesn't take up as much of a footprint on your shelf. Definitely with a stand, you're angling like this, not so much like this. It's set up to kind of lean down this way. You might need to put some Windex to kind of keep cleaning it because it will show your fingerprints. But it's a really fun set. I'm really happy with it. The figures are very cool. Accessories, the gear, the different swappable options for the Dragonfly really make a huge ton of difference just in terms of making it your own. The lighter features, which I did not set up because I don't think my lighting is going to work really well, and then turning it into dark and then showing the lighter features. But I'll look for those. I'll show you those in the photo review of this thing. Really happy with this and excited. So if you can find one without spending a ridiculous amount of money and you missed out on it earlier, I definitely think it is worth tracking down. But yeah, this is really fun. I can't wait to pit this against my Rattler next year. And hopefully the next G.I. Joe HasLab from the Joe side 2026. Thanks so much for watching this reaction unboxing video. If you like it, I'll keep doing some more. For now, that's all for this one. This episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.